So what if you could take direct control of your brain's operating system? I'm not talking about science fiction here. I'm talking about learning to operate the most powerful tool you own, the one you're using every single second. Today, we're going to break down exactly how you can do that. And let's get one thing straight right from the start. This isn't for some special select few. Nope. This is for everyone. You, me, we all have the same basic hardware. The potential is already in there, It's just waiting for the right instructions. See, the real difference between feeling stuck and feeling in control, it isn't about how smart you are or about getting lucky. It's all about having the user manual, understanding the simple ways to guide your brain exactly where you want it to go. To get there, we need to think about this a little differently. Let's start looking at your brain not as some big mystery you can't change, but as an adaptive machine. It's complex, sure, and it's definitely powerful, but ultimately, it's a machine you can learn to operate and even upgrade. And hey, if it's an adaptive machine, that means you can learn to run it, right? So the very first step, even before we do anything, is this really fundamental shift in your mindset. It's about deciding to take conscious control of the wiring right at the source. This lays out two totally different ways of looking at things. That old belief is that you're just stuck with the brain you've got, like you need some kind of miracle or you think you're just not smart enough. But the new belief, which is backed by science, by the way, is that your brain is already incredibly powerful and it's literally designed to change. It doesn't need fixing, it just needs you to give it directions. This one question changes everything. It flips you from being a passive passenger in your own head to being the one in the driver's seat. It's about taking ownership, and approaching your own mind with a bit of curiosity and real purpose. You're the operator. And that's really the bottom line here. The power and the responsibility, they're both yours. The way your machine performs, the results it gets, it all comes down to the little choices you make every single day about how you decide to wire it. Okay, so we've got the mindset down. Now let's get practical. How do we actually turn this idea of rewiring into simple daily actions that create real, measurable change in your brain? All right, here's the 3-step framework. We've kept it super simple and progressive. First, we start with small physical actions to literally build new circuits in the brain. Then we work on directing our internal emotional state. And finally, we connect all of that to our bigger goals through real action. Let's break each one down. Step 1 is all about these small, deliberate habits. Now, this might seem tiny, maybe even a little silly, but its effect is a much bigger deal than you'd think. An action like brushing your teeth with your non-dominant hand, it forces your brain to get off autopilot. It physically creates new pathways, new connections, and it proves to your subconscious that you are capable of making an intentional change. Step 2 is all about your emotional wiring. By consciously choosing gratitude, you're literally training your brain to scan for the positive things around you. By letting go of anger, you're calming down your brain's threat detection center. This isn't just feel-good advice. You're actively changing your mind's default settings. And step 3 is all about intentional action. Now, this isn't just wishful thinking. It's about setting a really clear, focused intention. When you do that, you're priming your brain to notice opportunities related to that goal, which you can then act on with practical, realistic steps. You align your focus, and then you take action. Now, I know all of this might sound like a huge project, but here's the best part. You don't have to commit for a lifetime to see if it actually works. The whole initial challenge is designed to be super simple and totally accessible. That's it. That's all it takes to begin. Just 1 week. 7 days of consistent, conscious effort is more than enough to start building real momentum and prove to yourself that, yeah, this is absolutely possible. So what's this first week going to look like? Well, on day 1, you just start. You commit to one tiny action. By the middle of the week, around day 4 or so, you'll start noticing these subtle little shifts, maybe in your mood, your focus, or just your sense of being in control. And once you feel that change, trust me, you'll be ready for the next level. So to bring it all home, your brain is your machine. It's powerful, it's adaptable, and it's just waiting for your instructions. The process can start today with just one small, deliberate action. Transformation isn't some far-off dream. It's just the natural result of you taking the controls. And that leaves us with one last really important question. It's not about if you can do it, it's about what you're going to do first. Will it be a tiny new habit, a conscious choice to let go of an old grudge, or just one small step towards a big goal? Think about it. What's the very first wire you're going to change?